Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. Please go get your coffee and your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. Now, if you're new to the show, what we do is we introduce ourselves. Basically, hello, welcome to the show. And this is MonaLisa Monroe. And then after that, we talk about 3 red hot topics. And then after that, we conclude and I'll let you go about your merry, merry day. Okay? So let's jump right in. First of all, let me tell you, MonaLisa Monroe has a website that has all the merchandise. Please go to my website. It is www.monalisamonroe.com. And I would like for you to check out the website because not only do we have coffee mugs, we've got t-shirts, we've got totes, we've got the works. So whatever you are desiring, please check us out. www.monalisamonroe.com. And get the merchandise and support your girl. I really appreciate that. And then secondly, of course, if you have not read my book, good morning, Taya. If you have not read my book, Life After the Diagnosis, you can also purchase it on the website. And Life After the Diagnosis is mainly just me telling you about my experience of leukemia in 2010. I was diagnosed with leukemia in 2010 and went in remission the same year, praise God. So if you're interested in that story and interested in what I had to say about the journey, please, Life After the Diagnosis, go to my website to purchase the book, Life After the Diagnosis. Good morning, good morning. So once again, www.monalisamonroe.com. Check me out. All right, so let's get with it. Okay, now this was the month of February. Well, we're still in it, but basically we're on the back end. Now, the month of February is the one month that we have, quote unquote, to celebrate Black history. What all happened this month? Too much. I mean, here we are, the 1 month that we get to celebrate, quote unquote, our Blackness. And can you imagine what all happened in the month of February? I mean, do you remember any Black history facts? Did you learn anything this month that you didn't know maybe before? I mean, we had storms. We had chaos at the Capitol. We had a trial. We had so much stuff to take us from the whole, I guess, the February education of Black history. But my question to you is, did you learn anything that you probably didn't know before? Well, I did. In the midst of all the craziness, I did watch a few documentaries, series to help me sort of understand a lot of the history. And one I guess it was a docu-series or whatever you want to call them. I think they're called docu-series. Will Smith actually hosted it on Netflix, and it's called the 14th Amendment. And it's really called Amend, but it's about the 14th Amendment. And guys, it was very educational, I have to say. So if you're, maybe just curious about the special, it's called Amend. Will Smith is hosting, and he has quite a few Hollywood actors to just say a few things. But you guys have to check out the 14th Amendment. It was I knew that it was there, but to break it down the way he broke it down on this special game, you got to go check it out. It was really, really good. So I'm going to tell you what I learned. The first series and the second series, the first show and the second show, because it was only 5 shows. So the first and the second show was mainly talking about the beginning, when they first sat down to write it, why they wrote it, what it meant, and what all took place when they wrote it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm basically talking about right now. I know this was Black History Month, but did you learn anything that maybe you didn't know previously? That's my question. But I'm telling you about this docu-series that I watched called Amend, and Will Smith was the host. So anyway, in the very beginning, the first and second series, he basically gave you the premise of the amendment, the reason why it was important, all of, the Civil War. I mean, all of the education behind the 14th Amendment that I had no clue. And it was very interesting. So you guys got to check it out. And so the third and the fourth show, the third show was about women's rights, how we got it. And then the fourth show was about the LGBTQ community and their rights. And then lastly, he just brought it all together about the Hispanic culture, the Mexican culture, the Asians. Y'all got to see it, because I want to tell you, but then I want you to see it to give that aha for you. You know what I mean? But you got to check it out. So that was one of the docu-series that I felt was very interesting. And another one that I thought was interesting, and it really didn't go to the past per se, but it gave you a little history about farming and things like that. And it's Queen Sugar. I don't know if you watched that show or if you've heard of the show, but you have to check out Queen Sugar. It gives you a depiction of us that is just real. It's just real. So Queen Sugar was another one that sort of brought me, to the present time, and also gave me a little history of Black farmers. And I love that too. Stuff that I just don't know. And so the last but not least, Underground. So Underground is also a series that gives you the struggles of slavery and the attitudes. Oh my goodness, it's just good. It's just good. So that's sort of what I had to lean on because it was so much stuff going on that was just taken away from the Black history facts and things like that, what we usually do. You know what I mean? And but hey, it's a lot of, cable channels that just really gave you a lot of African American shows. And so for those who, might not have known, check it out. OWN network played quite a few. FX played quite a few. PBS, oh my goodness. Oh, another one was the Black Church, the history of the Black Church. Oh, that was another one that was super duper good. You got to check that one out too. So it was, now that I think about it, it was a lot that you could have sort of, sat down and invested in yourself to mainly just learn on your own, because it was a lot of craziness going on, people. So what did you guys learn that maybe you didn't know previously? And me personally, I didn't know about the Asian invasion. I didn't know about the Mexican border situation, how they were brought over to uh, tend to the farming and things like that. And then next thing you know, they were deported out. I mean, it it it's been interesting to find out that we're not the only ones that came over here to do work and to be enslaved and to be mistreated. It was quite a few cultures that came and ended up being mistreated and abused. So I didn't know that. That was interesting. That was an interesting fact for me. So I'm just curious to know what you guys learned that maybe you didn't know before. Like Hidden Figures. When that movie came out, who would have known that there was Black women to help the spaceship go to the moon? So that's the kind of stuff, those Black history facts that you really didn't know that we did. The GPS system, the NASA information. What was another one that was just interesting to me? Those inventions, those many inventions that we did out of convenience and out of just making the job easier. And so I was scrolling yesterday on social media, and there was a story that Viola Davis put on her page about this teenager from Ghana that built a car that drives and the door opens and the radio works from scraps. How do you build a car from scraps? So that's the kind of sense, that's the kind of wit, that's the kind of smarts. You know what I mean? It is incredible when you put your mind to something. You're powerful when you put your mind to something. I read somewhere that we're only using 5% of our brain anyway. Can you believe that? And here we are sweating, trying to figure it all out. Good gracious of life. But yeah, so it was very educational. It was very interesting, these docuseries. And I just, I encourage everyone to try to check it out. Give yourself a chance to learn something maybe that you didn't know before. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hidden Figures. Yes, wasn't it extraordinary? It was awesome. I absolutely love that movie. And just to educate myself on it, I just loved it. I just loved it, honey. But you got to check out Underground, and you have to check out Queen Sugar. What was the other one? Amend, with Will Smith on Netflix. I'm telling you, hopefully it'll, teach you something that maybe you didn't know, because I know it taught me a lot. So what did you guys learn that maybe you didn't know before? What did we invent? What did we do? Oh my goodness. Oh yes. It's quite a few firsts. It's quite a few. The first Black man, the first Black woman. And they're pretty much making history just being the first. When did we start caring about being the first? You know what I mean? Because I was thinking that maybe that was something that we didn't want to do back in the day. We didn't want to be the first because the first goes through the most. I mean, look at Colin Kaepernick. I mean, he was the first to do this, and look what happened. I mean, the sacrifice of it all. But then look at the result. Look at the revolution that came behind it, the movement that came behind it. So, yeah, the first, hey, you got to have some strong skin. You got to have some thick skin, and you got to be willing to sacrifice it all, especially if you want to be the first. Man, you better believe that. So what do you guys, I mean, what did you think about the month of February? I mean, what did you think? Um, this was the first time that it's been so different. I mean, you know, everything's different now. I mean, the COVID thing, the storms in Texas, everything is just so different. So, Black History Month, yeah, we live Black history on the daily. You know what I mean? But with that being said, what are you deciding to do to just be your own legacy, be your own Black history fact? You know what I mean? Oh, Tanya. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Help fled to the. Now, see, that's the kind of stuff that I love to know. You guys check out Tanya's comment and read it in full. That's a good one. Wow, wow, wow. That's awesome. You know, and come to think about it, when you really want to know something, you'll find it out. You know what I mean? If you're really curious on learning about different cultures and learning about your history, your heritage, your culture, whatever the case may be, you're going to reach out and you're going to make it happen. You're going to connect to the people that know. Matter of fact, if you can, go to All Things Relevant Media on Facebook. And the whole month of February, I dedicated to Black history. And I had some amazing guests on the show. So please check it out. And the history facts in Savannah, child, please. It was, I'm telling you, the history facts were incredible in Savannah. And it's so funny because I live right around the corner from a few things that I had no idea. Weeping, the weeping time, and you know, just slave quarters and things like that. I mean, I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me? And that's what turns me on. I mean, that's what makes my little sensors go off the charts. You know, when I think of something that I might have read in the book or read in the history books, and then all of a sudden here I am living it and seeing it and breathing it. That's some good stuff. So what else did you guys learn that maybe you didn't know previously? What else can you say that you had an aha moment? You know, Savannah's rich with Black history. I know that, man, the trees, just to think that people used to hang from those trees. I mean, man, those long, narrow roads, just to think that they would travel and they would have to have their green book to know where to stay, where not to stay. Man, Tanisha, the American burial ground here in Savannah, and their remains are still there, which is currently 2 parks, Colon and White. Now see, that's the kind of stuff. The graveyards that have been there for hundreds of years. And just to imagine that some places don't even dig those bodies up. They just build highways right over them. Like, wow, really? So just the fact of these graveyards being so old and precious, And some don't even have headstones. I mean, it's like, wow. So, so much history, so much culture. And like one of my guests said a couple of weeks ago, when you know about your history, when you know how strong your family lineage is and what all you went through, and knowing that you are the product of that, you feel like nothing can stop you. You know what I mean? You feel like you're amazing. You know, it's like you didn't know you were all that. Well, now you can know for sure that you're all that in a bag of chips. What else did you guys know? I mean, well, learn. Or maybe you knew something that I just didn't know. Because I'm steady learning, especially in Savannah. What did you learn this month? Black history fact, or just a history fact that you might not have known about another culture? Because I had no idea about the Asian invasion or the Mexicans being hired to come over and then being deported when y'all got to see Will Smith's docu-series. You got to see it. It's really good. But that's the kind of stuff that you just don't really read about, hear about, know about. Yeah. So Asians were brought over to help with the gold rush in California, and the next thing you know, they were deported. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. But what was that I also read about? Oh yes. So these kids, oh my goodness, these kids are starting businesses. Now we're in a pandemic. The economy's crashing. We supposed to be, not knowing what in the world's going on. And then you have children starting businesses, writing books. What? Yes. If children can get their wherewithal or the sense to start a business, I'm sure we can as adults. You know what I mean? And well, what do you think the president's, or how do you think the president's doing right now when it comes to, uh, uh, well, I'm gonna break it down. How do you think he's doing when it comes to doing what we ask him to do for African Americans? You remember, because we were holding him to the fire. We were telling him our demands. So how is he doing? How is he doing? Is he helping us? Is he not listening to us? For me, I think he's doing pretty good once again. I read also that there was a state that's working on reparations. Reparations? You guys, come on now. If you received reparations right now, what would you do with the money? Or the land? I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know, who knows what that's going to look like. But if you received reparations, what would you do? Hello, good morning. We make history. We are history, right? I know. It just, anything we decide to do is just phenomenal, right? When we decide to do it. But I'm a firm believer of, I don't know, well, I do know the stock I came from. It's quite a few firsts. My dad, my mom, my mom's mom, dad's dad, they were the first in a lot of things, which I'm pretty sure you guys' family was the first as well. So being the first really doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I'm okay with being the first. I just don't want to be the last, like Kamala said. So I'm a firm believer of, once you get there, bring someone with you. We make history. Yeah, we are history. I agree. So when you make it there, reach back and bring someone with you. And because we have to make change. How else do you think change is going to happen? We have to be the change. We have to be the change makers. That's what we do. We are atmosphere wreckers, okay? So once you get that and you know that whatever you're going to do is going to change things, you sort of be careful and watch and learn and be weary sometimes of what you're doing, because whatever you're doing, it's going to affect different people in different ways. So you really got to be smart about it too. You know what I mean? You just can't go out there wilding out, because that's going to come back and reflect your culture. I don't care if you think you're not a role model, you are. Someone is always watching you, someone's always paying attention to you. So either it's your family that you're basically repping or representing, or your culture, or pretty much both. So when you're out there and you're doing your job, doing school, whatever you're doing, just know that you have a lot of us on your back. You're representing your culture, you're representing your family, you're representing yourself. Think about that when you're out here doing the most. And that's my mom hat. That's my mom hat right there, because my kids know. I tell them, I said, hey, don't go out there looking crazy and acting crazy, because you're going to make me look crazy. So I know your grandmothers told you that. I know your parents told you that. I know somebody related to you have told you, don't go out there and do something stupid, because you are representing your family and your culture and your Black folk. So don't think that you're not a role model. You are a role model. So model the role. Come on now. Yes. Be your own Black history fact. Try your best to be the first in something, and try your best not to be the last in something. And to know that you have the opportunity now to start businesses. And what I'm hearing is, these PPE loans or grants or whatever are going to small business owners to help them in the economy. Go support a Black business. Go support a business that might not be doing well right now. I read on the news that the other day, it was a small restaurant that wasn't doing too well. They decided to put their food on TikTok, and just a quick, something that they just, hey, this is what we cook. This is what we cook today. And then all of a sudden, their business has turned around. And that goes to show you that technology, if you're not tech savvy right now, you are going to have to buckle down and learn what you need to learn. I'm telling you, it gets hard to try to do things without e-commerce. It gets hard. And you really have to be careful on what that looks like. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to be careful. So technology is the number one thing that's going to get you to the next level. So invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and learn what you have to learn. Because think about it. Black history fact. Everything that we did back in the day, we did by our hands. We did it actively. We had to do the cotton. We had to pick the cotton. But as soon as machinery came, there was no more cotton picking. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, that's a phrase, cotton picking. That's where that came from, cotton picking. Yeah. Anyway, bet you didn't know that. So there was no more cotton picking, because now they have evolved into machinery. So just think about it. Right now, they have robots serving in some places, serving you food. The grocery stores now self-check. You don't even have to look at a cashier anymore. So we're going to have to move forward. And Black history, we can move forward because what? We know math, we know science, we know how to do this thing. We know how to do this thing. Be your own history fact. Learn something that you might not have known, especially right now. Online learning, that's what every college is doing. Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm in college online. Yeah, I decided to go back to school. So I'm learning. I'm not saying anything that I have not thought about and basically practicing myself. So I needed to go back to school to learn technology. I needed to go back to school to learn the new ins and outs of business. I mean, I got to get this business degree on the real because I love business. I love every aspect of it. So I love to support my businesses too, my Black businesses. So you need to research. Oh, and there's this app. Okay, now here's another Black history fact. It's an app, okay, and it's called Okra. I think it's called Okra. I think it's called Okra, to be honest with you. And this app searches wherever you are for Black businesses. So all you have to do is pull up the app and it'll tell you every Black restaurant, every Black clothing store, whatever business you want to know about. It is in this app. And I was like, because when I first came to Savannah, first came to Georgia, I found out about this app. So now if I want to, eat some soul food, I'll type in soul food and it'll give me all the soul food restaurants. If I wanted to, get some gear, get some shoes or whatever, it gives me all of that. How tight is that? And I do believe it's called Okra. I want to double check, but I'll post it once I'm off the show just to make sure because I got to give them some kudos because this is the only app that I know that finds Black businesses like that. Now, I've heard that there's apps for barbershops and salons. So if you guys know of an app that'll find a barbershop for you or a salon, please post. Please post in the comment section because we are going to help these businesses prosper. So if you know of any Black restaurants, if you know of any Black businesses, post now. Go. Go, go, go. If you know any Black restaurants, any Black businesses that might not be doing well or could be doing well, you just want to give them some kudos, post right now. I don't care where you are. You could be in Texas, you can be in Louisiana, wherever you are. And you can tell me where you are too. I love that. I love that. When I have an audience member that tells me that they're calling me or they're on from a different location, oh my goodness, that just makes my whole day. So if you're new coming on the show and you're new tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning into the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. Right now, we're just talking about the month of February being the Black History Month, but was it really a month of Black history facts? So there was a lot of TV docuseries, documentaries. There was a lot of shows that was teaching you about Black history. So hopefully, in spite of the madness, you did learn a little something about Black history in the month of February. We're towards the end of the month, and I'm just curious to know, what did you learn? Did you learn something? And if you did learn something, what was it? But at this point, if you know of a Black restaurant, if you know of a Black clothing store, whatever you know that is Black owned, please post. Put it in the comments section because for anyone that doesn't know or want to support these Black businesses, let's do so. Let's do so. I tell you of a what is this up here? Sunnyside. I think it's Sunny Side Up. It's a breakfast restaurant. It's a restaurant that serves breakfast. Good food. Okay, good food. What else? If there's another restaurant. See, I'm so new. Oh, I'm so new to Savannah. So that's why I love when we had the Kwanzaa crawl. I had an opportunity to learn the different restaurants and the different foods that was, in our lineage or in our history, which was like Haiti, Haitian food, oh my goodness, African food, I just love that. So if you know of a Black restaurant, please let me know in the comments section, and I'm going to write it down and I'm going to give them a try because I love to try different food. Now, some people don't like to try new things. Come on now. It's your culture. Give it a try. And some people don't like to wear African attire. What is it going to hurt you to wear a scarf, to wear a wrap skirt or something? What is it going to hurt? So I know there's an African attire store somewhere, retail department store. I just don't know where it is. If you guys in Savannah know that African attire store, give me the name of that place. I want to know. But any restaurants? Hey, good morning. Image is everything. Barbershop, new identity, barbering studio. Okay. Executive barbershop, image is everything, nail salon. Awesome. Thank you. Wow. So not only are we in the barbershop business, not only are we in the salon business, you mean to tell me we've got some African American ladies and men that do nails? Really? Y'all better post these places. I had no idea because, I would definitely go get my nails done. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Now, I'm rocking the mohawk right now because I'm ready for spring. I don't know about anybody else, but yeah, I got the mohawk rocking right now. And I got a personal barber that hooked me up. His name is Gary Monroe. Gary gave me a mohawk, baby, and it is fly. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, I don't have anybody to do my nails that's African American. I mean, I get my nails done, don't get me wrong. But man, I would definitely go to a salon that, yeah, that's awesome. Anyone else? Name of another salon, barbershop, or nail shop. My goodness, that's awesome. Oh, and glasses. Okay, so now you can go online to purchase glasses and things like that. But there is a website that has African American flair, like a glasses that has a flair to them. You know what I mean? It rocks your style and your culture. It's all that in a bag of chips. You know what I mean? And that right there is, I'm curious because I've got like 2 sets of glasses. I got these and I got these, which are my signature glasses. But I'm going to check out this website that has the African type of flair to it. Yeah, because I like glasses. Glasses are accessories, you know what I mean? You wear them whatever you feel, you know what I mean? Anyway, so be your own Black history fact. Be the first, whatever you're gonna do. Be the first. There's nothing wrong with being the first. Just don't be the last. That reminds me. So being the first, you gotta have some thick skin. When I was in Texas, I was the first to start a business, okay? And the business was called CureQuest Leukemia Inc. Now, CureQuest Leukemia Inc. was formed because, of course, I was suffering from leukemia at the time. So in 2010, I started this business called CureQuest Leukemia to help people cope, understand, talk about and understand this disease called leukemia, because leukemia is just not one of those diseases that everyone knows about, talks about, and it affected African Americans at a larger rate, of course, you know. So anyway, I started this business, and it was a support group that reached out to different companies to offer different things like scarves and wigs and makeup, because that's the stuff that unfortunately you lose your hair and you want to, you know, wear wraps or something like that to cover the baldness, and then your skin gets a little clammy sometimes, it changes colors. So makeup, you know, just the things that I was suffering through, or not suffering, but what I was going through, I wanted to sort of just reach out and help. So I was the first to do that. Now, this is when it gets interesting. Once I was in remission, I started a company called CureQuest Ride for Life. Now, CureQuest Ride for Life was offering transportation from your home to your doctor's appointment. Why? Because when I was in remission or going through the chemo sessions, I didn't have a vehicle, and I couldn't drive a vehicle. I couldn't get on public transportation because when you're doing chemo, you want to stay away from everything that might give you germs or anything like that. Family members had to work, of course. So you're stuck. You're like going, how do I get to my chemo session? So you would have to call friends, family, whoever could take you to these sessions. So your sessions really surrounded the people who were taking you to and from these appointments. So what I did was, when Uber and Lyft came on the scene, I decided to pitch the idea to them, providing rides for cancer survivors to and from their medical appointments by Lyft and Uber. Ding, ding, ding. It worked. I was the first to formulate a ride sharing company, CureQuest Ride to Life, to pick up and take cancer patients to their medical appointments. Well, it blew up overnight. And all of a sudden, these cancer patients started talking about Uber and Lyft ride, CureQuest Ride to Life, and dialysis patients started to be interested. So I started to pick them up. Veterans started to be interested. I started to pick them up, and then elderly people. So now I've got a crew of people that are riding with this company. So long story short, that was in Texas, and CureQuest Ride to Life transformed to Access Trend. Access Trend, yeah, that's what was going on. Amazing, right? So I was the first to start that. But now you see it in Lyft, you see it in Uber, and with Uber, it's called Uber Health, and with Lyft, I think it's called Lyft Cares. But the idea came from your girl. I know, right? I was the first, but I don't want to be the last. So now, since the pandemic, of course, Lyft and Uber has been affected, and they don't do as many ride shares as they used to. And everyone's sort of really riding safe. And so the business unfortunately dissolved um, in 2020. And I don't do any ride shares at this point. But the beautiful part about it is I was the first. So be the first in something. Do you have an idea? Okay. And you might think, no, that idea could be your $1 billion idea. That idea can be the idea to save the world, to cure cancer, to do something. So be the first. Be your own Black history fact. I'm my own Black history fact. That sounds arrogant, but hey, I'm confident. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. Okay. So the last segment of the show, of course, guys, is Ask MonaLisa. Now, I'm opening this up to ask me anything. Hopefully, I know the answer. I will try my best to answer your questions. But other than that, yes, it's Ask MonaLisa. The business evolved into a beautiful, beautiful business. We helped a lot of people. It was a blessing. So if you're inquiring or interested in that, I would love to answer any questions about that. Also, I was one of the first to work at J. Crew in Austin and Dallas. And I was one of the first African Americans to start the window. I was doing the window shopping design. You know how you have the mannequins in the windows? Well, I started to dress those mannequins, and I was the first African American to do that, believe it or not. And when Michelle Obama started wearing J. Crew, I sort of mimicked her outfit, and I would put the outfit on one of the mannequins, and it would sell out immediately. Whatever that woman wore, and it was in J. Crew, it was gone. It was in back order. So I made sure that I watched her style, and made sure that it was in the window at all times. So, just different things like that. So, like I said, be the first. Be the first. There's nothing wrong with it. Just, you got to have this. You got to have some thick skin, because when I tell you, it was a hard road. Don't get me wrong, because I had doors closed in my face. I had people tell me that, that's not making sense. That's not going to work. Oh, you're going to hear that. Oh my gosh, you are going to hear that's not going to work. That's not a good idea. How are you going to do it? You just have to have the right people around you to know that this is something that you're passionate about. This is something that you're willing to go, hard to the paint for. You need to have people around you that support your dream. That's important. And I did. And it wasn't a lot of people. It was a handful of people that believed in me and invested in me and helped me, because, baby, it was hard. I'm not even playing with you. It was hard. And for those who know the road that I took, man, you already know. But so yeah, be the first, but just don't be the last. Step out. Like what is it? Steve Harvey said. What did he say? Jump off the cliff. Jump off the cliff and pull your parachute. Jump off the cliff, meaning take the risk. And the parachute is the dream. The parachute will have you sailing. You just got to do it. You just got to take the leap of faith. Believe in yourself. That's important, right? So, yes, all that good stuff is on the website. So check out the website, www.MonaLisaMonroe.com. I did give you a little tidbit of the business, information about the business. Also the book. I wasn't the first to write a book in my family. My sister was, Treasury Kemp. She was the first to write a children's book. Kudos to my sis. And I was the second one. But like I said, if you're the first, don't be the last. Write a book. Start a business, whatever. Do what you can to be a legacy. Oh my goodness. I know you saw that movie Queen Sugar. Not Queen Sugar. Queen Slim. They were talking about each other being each other's legacy. Be the legacy. Start your legacy. Thank you. Start your legacy. You know, a lot of people say my legacy is my children. My legacy is my grandchildren. Your legacy is you right now. Start something that's going to be still going after you leave. You know, that's what you want. Yeah, that's what you want. You're not, memories are great. Don't get me wrong, but try to help somebody, because helping somebody lasts forever, right? Helping somebody lasts forever because they're going to remember the fact that you helped. So when you come to this realization of not being, self-centered or selfish or anything like that, but when you come to the realization of you being a part of a bigger thing, you know what I mean? You being a part of the bigger picture. You want to do the right thing. You want to help. You want to give back. And that's one thing that I love about some council members here that I know personally, that give food, give back to their communities. They work hard for their communities. These council members, Councilwoman Natalie Morris and Councilman Ricky Lassiter, those two council members are doing the most for their districts. I mean, it's when you sit back and see what all you can do, not just you, but people that support you. You know what I mean? Because you can't do it by yourself. You got to have a team. And your team has to be a strong team, okay? You can't have these folks that, what is it, Mayweather fans or whatever. You got to have people that's going to be there, be there, really be there. So yeah, think about that. Start your legacy now. Be all who you need to be, helping, doing whatever right now. You have the time. You do. If you're still here, you have the time to make a difference. So make a difference. Do something great. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Do something amazing in somebody's life. I know when they were telling me about what was going on in Texas, the storm, the winter storm that hit Texas like a ton of bricks, and then now it's 70 degrees. But anyway, they were telling me that the ordinary folks was feeding people out of their homes, the ones that had electricity and had water. They were feeding people, and then there were people giving water, and I mean the regular people, you know. And you look for the millionaires and the billionaires to do some things, and shoot, they're on a plane to Cancun somewhere. But you have the nuts and the bolts of people that really you see the real Americans when push comes to shove. You see the real patriots when push comes to shove. You see the real love when push comes to shove. When stuff like that happens, when disaster happens, you don't see, child, please. You're looking for them. Now, don't get me wrong. It is people that do things anonymously and they don't want people to know. I'm not talking about those people. Thank you, whoever that is. But I'm talking about the people that could have did something that didn't do something. Those are the people I'm talking about. So, start your legacy. Help some people. Reach out to some people that need help right now. We all need some kind of something, right? Yes, we do. I know I do. Y'all know what I need help with? I need help with the show. I need you to like, click, and share the show. That's what I want. I want everybody that's watching to continue to watch me. every Thursday, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And I want you to comment and tell me how I'm doing. And I want you to tell me if you want me to come on more than on Thursdays. I'm curious. And I want you to continue to go to my website and purchase my merchandise, because you know what? Not only are you helping me, but you're helping the production company support me. So thank you. Thank you, whoever purchased so far. Thank you, whoever did whatever for me so far. I appreciate it. Good morning, MonaLisa. You're telling it like it is. You are correct about the Holmes. Great show. Thank you, MonaLisa. You are. Oh, thank you. I'm telling you, this means so much to me to hear you guys appreciate what I do. I try. I just want to be that show that you can come on, you can share your thoughts, and you don't have to feel bad about it. I mean, I'm open. I want to hear from you. That's how we started this year. Well, actually last year. So you know what? Oh my gosh. I'm going to have a 1-year anniversary coming up, because I started the show in April. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, look forward to a phenomenal show in April. That's going to be my 1-year anniversary. We're going to turn up. You don't even understand. So please continue to watch the show, MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. And April is going to be the 1-year anniversary. I have been on the air. Now, my anniversary with the production team is in November. But me going on, just talking to you guys from my kitchen to my studio, come on now. It's going to be 1 year in April. Oh my gosh. That's going to be a show. That is going to be a show. So don't miss it. I'll give you some updates. I'll give you some commercials. I will let you know how that goes. Believe me, I'm going to step by step take you with me on the journey. We are going to do some amazing things this year. We're going to be cooking in the kitchen. We're going to be talking to some great people, some great guests. Check out the show for the month of February. That was my first time having some great guests like that. So please check it out. Check out the reruns. They're still good. The show was still good. Isn't that right, gang? So please, don't leave me hanging. Let me know how I'm doing, folks, because I love you guys. And I appreciate. When I tell you I appreciate the love, I really, really do. So check me out, www.monalisamonroe.com. Check out the website. Everything I told you about me is on the website. And I will be spending some time giving you some information about me so you can get to know me. You know my husband, Gary Monroe, but you don't know MonaLisa Monroe. So I'm going to take out some time to get you caught up with me, okay? But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in this morning to the show. I really enjoyed you today. So hopefully before the month is out, you get to learn a little bit more. Before the month is out, learn something new, and start your legacy. Start it. Be that change. Be the change. Be the cause. Be that atmosphere changer. That's what you do. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great one. Bye-bye.